Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashim YAHWASHI, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to like I've did, doing his work of faith and labor of love, true sincerity. I wanted to touch on a quick topic that I wanted to entitle Seer-Prophet. If you see something, say something. And that's based off of what you see here before you, because it just had hit my mind, last night that Esau has this saying out here, and it's pushed by what? The Department of Homeland Security. You can see the website dhs.gov. This is a slogan or a campaign in which they push, and what is called what? If you see something, say something, right? So I found this very interesting. In the spirit, just to bring out real quick, poke some fun at Esau, but at the same time, this is dead serious, and this shows how much of a hypocrite, or how hypocritical America is, these elites is, these heads that run a society is, man. Because we already know America is the worst nation as far as the most crooked and corrupt in all the world, according to Psalms of Three Holy Children, one in 48, where it says, "Thou did deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, the most hateful forsakers of God, to an unjust king, the most wicked in all the world." So we know that this place is truly full of it, man. But the rest of the people out there don't see it, man. So I just want to just bring out just a few precepts on this and just read this, man, just to show the bull crap nature that Esau is on within today's society, man. Of Babylon. All right, so you see, if you see something, say something. Protect your everyday. Recognize the signs of terrorism-related suspicious activity. Well, I see a terrorism and suspicious activity every single day, and it's not from so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I see it from from so-called white people, man. But all right, we'll get into it. There can be moments in our day that cause us to pause and ask, is this typical of my everyday? If it's not, speak up. Don't be afraid to say something if you see something that doesn't seem right. So is that so, right? Whether you are on your way to work, walking in your neighborhood, or out and about in your community, remember, we all play a role in keeping our community safe. Remember to stay vigilant. They telling somebody to stay vigilant, huh? And say something when you see signs of suspicious activity. Familiarize yourself with the signs of terrorism-related suspicious activity, and when you notice something out of the ordinary, report who or what you saw, when you saw it, where it occurred, and why it's suspicious to local authorities or 911 in case of emergency. With the help of the nationwide suspicious activity report initiative, the campaign has identified indicators of terrorism-related suspicious activities. Download the infographic, learn the signs, and share it with your community. Whatever. So this is Esau's slogan, pushed by what? The Department of Homeland Security. If you see something, you say something. Well, I see a lot. It says what? Familiarize yourself with the signs of terrorism. So Esau, what are the signs of terrorism? Well, let's go to the scriptures to see what some signs of terrorism actually is. Let's go to the scriptures and see what some signs of terrorism actually is. All right, since they want to talk about signs of terrorism, right? All right. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 49. It says, "The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young." So what does this sound like? What does this sound like? This sounds like an act of terrorism to me. A nation coming from afar whose tongue that we don't understand. They hold up, they're swift as an eagle, right? So they're gonna come over here fast, coming from one end of the earth, can't speak a lick of What they talking about? Don't know what they talking about. A nation of fierce countenance. Meaning what? Pretty much evilness, wickedness, man. Fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the young or the old, nor show favor to the young. So they didn't give a damn about the old nor the young, man. What type of person is that? That can only be described as Esau, Edom, you so-called white people, man. So this clearly sounds like terrorism to me. It seems like y'all in the act of terrorism here, okay? Surely it sounds like you're in the act of terrorism, right? Destroying us, selling us off, you know what I'm saying? Castrating us, doing things within our community with Black Wall Street. Wasn't that an act of terrorism? Hey, our people saw something then. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they spoke up about it. So why ain't America doing something about it, man? Which goes to show you that it's bullshit, man. America is all about itself, man. America is the prison camp for the Israelites, man. We wasn't brought here to get justice, equity, and all that. That's for you Edomites, man. But your rule is coming to a damn end, man. So we seeing a lot out here, and we warning the people. So where's the outrage? Where's the outroar? You know what I'm saying? Because we seeing a lot out here through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, right? Because when you go into, just in general, right? I meant to do this in the beginning, but the spirit had me start off somewhere different. But this is the book of 1 Samuel 9:9, right? Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of Yahweh, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called the seer. So we know seer come from the Hebrew word ra'ah, which means to see, and the word prophet, pro meaning before, and fet coming from fanai, which means to speak. So to speak before, what, to speak before things happen, and the seer, what, to see, or one who sees things that will happen. So that's us all in a nutshell, man, right? All according to what? The scriptures, because the Lord used us as his mouthpiece, right? Isaiah 42:8. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And how does the Lord do this? The Lord does this through us, man. The Lord does this through us. And this lesson is mainly for, all you people out there that don't know this, that don't understand this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Luke 1:70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. So what, everybody that's around us, all these other nations, they hate us. They're committing nothing but acts of terrorism against us as a people, against us as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, us being the true Hebrew Israelites according to scripture. They've shown nothing but terrorism towards us, man, since the beginning. But the Lord always spoke for us. The Lord always had us to say things before they happen, or had us to go prophesy unto our people, or tell other nations and kings, what the Lord was going to bring unto them. So we've been seeing things, and we see things now. Well, we see martial law. We see troops coming in, storming down. We see the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. But where's the uproar? You know what I'm saying? We seeing something. We saying something. That's our job as prophets. We see something. We say something, right? What did David say? This is Psalms 116:10. I believed, right? So he believed. He had the faith, right? Therefore have I spoken. He believed the report that the Most High gave him, and he believed that the things that the Most High told him was going to come to pass. And since he believed, therefore he spoke. So what, was David a prophet? Yeah, people say David wasn't a prophet. Yes, he was a prophet according to this, according to the official breakdown of prophet. You know what I'm saying? To say before, because he believed the things that the Most High told him, and therefore he went to speak, man. He speaking, he told the people. He said what? And I was greatly afflicted, because that's the nature of a prophet, to go through the trials and tribulations, man. We got the hardest, we got the hardest task ever, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a double portion of hell, man. Not only are we Israelites being subject to payments, being subject to slavery, but we got a double senses of hell. Because what? Hey, we gotta suffer. We gotta suffer, as being prophets as well. So we got the double portion. The rest of our people, they just suffering because of the curses. We suffering because of the curses. We suffering because we prophets. You know what I'm saying? We being actually persecuted. You know what I'm saying? By Esau in all different ways, shapes, forms, and fashions, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so we seeing things out here. So why ain't nobody else saying nothing? Why isn't the Department of Homeland Security on our side? Well, we don't want them on our goddamn side because we're not looking for them to save us or to do anything for us. You know, I'm just putting it out there to show that what America's a bunch of hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? We see these other nations coming in, putting, you know what I'm saying, all they crackpot food spots all in our neighborhoods, taking advantage of us. We see something, we saying something, why ain't they doing something about it, man? Huh? Why ain't they doing something about it, right? Because this, Lamentations 4:17, as for us, our eyes as yet fell for our vain help. So all our people that's out here that's crying for help for the so-called white man, crying for 40 acres and a mule, you know what I'm saying, crying for a better pay, you know what I'm saying, crying to get competitive pay, to get the same thing that these Edomites get. You ain't going to get that, man. This place was not built for us. So why constantly look for help from somebody who's not willing to help you, who's not for your turn, man, who's not for you to rise to power and rise that glory to where we should be, man, you know? As for us, our eyes as yet fell for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. America can't save us. They don't want to save us. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing they could do anyway because, hey, the Most High setting them up to be destroyed, man. What? Verse 18, it says what? They hunt our steps. Or we get shot down, gunned down in the streets. All these cops doing that. Ain't that an act of terrorism? We being shot down with no weapons. You know what I'm saying? Black Wall Street blowing up our communities and stuff like that. This disease warfare with these flu shots and all of this, man. Getting all our people sick. You know what I'm saying? Last week, in my area, a whole school had to close down because of some damn bug. When all actuality is nothing but one kid got the flu shot and that shit spread everywhere and everybody got a damn virus or something, man. This disease warfare and all of this. Ain't this acts of terrorism they tell us to look out for, man? So why the hell ain't doing nothing, man? They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. This sounds like martial law. This should be considered a form of terrorism. You holding people against their will. And they're going to be holding us what? In these concentration camps, these FEMA camps, feeding us these little meal-ready things that ain't real food. That's a bunch of slop in a damn tube. This ain't terrorism. This ain't an act of terrorism. America and the elites blowing, making the planes go into their own damn buildings, the Twin Towers. That ain't terrorism. They could get away with that. We see these things. We know these things for affecting all of this bullshit that they did and all the bullshit that they pulling, man. You know, our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come, right? And that's why the Lord got to come. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord got to come, because if he don't, what? Hey, the scriptures say what? No flesh shall be saved, man. You know, verse 19 it says, look, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. All this stuff is form of terrorism, man. Just terrorizing us for no goddamn reason, man. When we was nothing but brothers to them, man, because they had that envious and that jealous eye. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Most High is utterly going to throw this place down to shreds, man. All right. This is Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, man. So all that malice, that anger that Esau got pent up within him, that's what's keeping him to commit these terroristic acts upon us, man, as a nation, and upon this whole America, because they don't even give a damn about their own people, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? So let me just get into a few more acts of terrorism in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter before we wrap this up, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we prophet, we seers, we prophets. I'm saying? We see things, we speaking on them before they happen. You know what I'm saying? We letting the people know what's going on. Where's the big uproar? America, you should be arresting your goddamn self for terrorism, man, if you want to be righteous, man. You know? Right? Uh, well, I'm gonna start at. Yeah, second Ezra 15:15. Well, I start at verse 14. It says what? Uh, Matter of fact, let me start at verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, right? Which is America, aka Babylon, all right? But I will bring them out with the mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. So this is what we see in the future. Because the Lord told us, we just like David, we believed, therefore we have spoken, and we greatly afflicted, man. You know what I'm saying? Egypt shall mourn. What America is going to mourn? Don't it seem like America's in a mourning state right now? Trump doing all this shit with the wall and all of this, government job, people not getting full pay and all of that type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? America is in mourning right now, man. You having some food droughts in these different stores and stuff like that, man. A lot of these stores around my area is empty with food, man. Not even restocking certain things, man. You know what I'm saying? Walmart's is looking bad, right? Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn. They got GMO crops out here now, man. Farmers can't make a decent living out here no more unless they're using GMOs that's pushed by the elites. That's a form of terrorism because this is fake foods, man. GMOs that's doing havoc to our bodies. All of this is forms of terrorism, man. All of it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell and with the fearful constellation, man. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So we telling you, America, we telling you, you Edomites, arrest your goddamn self. We see what you doing. We see all of the things that's coming at hand. We see the destruction that's drawing nigh. You need to arrest yourself, arrest all these other nations. We the only one that need to be free because we don't commit acts of terrorism, man. We are the victims, man. Okay? Y'all doing everything to provoke this action amongst the people, man. You know what I'm saying? For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled and houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. So all of these different things are coming to pass, and we see them, man. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. What, with guns? So we telling you, Esau, this is what we see, right? And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so these are the things that we see, man. And you're the main culprit that's bringing these things to pass. So are you going to arrest yourself, man? I highly doubt that. So what? According to your documents, according to your DHS documents, if you see something, say something. We're seers, we're prophets. We see things. We saw things before. We see things that are coming to pass, and we're speaking on them before they actually happen. So what are you going to do about it? Okay, what are you going to do about it, Esau? That's the question, man. What are you going to do about it, man? You know, this lets you know that Esau is full of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just wanted to touch on this because I just found this interesting and the whole twist on, you know what I'm saying, Seer-Prophet and the whole if you see something, say something, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau ain't about nothing, man. We can't wait for this place to be destroyed, man. But, you know, I just hope this little short segment was edifying. And I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to the elect out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalawam.